Hi, Scott Orlin with CINEMA-Magazin. The movie is called The Front Runner, and the man who was standing in front of me, Hugh Jackman.
Beside.
Thank you. Obviously, when you did The Greatest Showman, you played a real-life person,
Right.
but he was no longer around.
Right.
Was there an advantage of playing Gary Hart and having the opportunity to talk to a person you're about to play?
Absolutely. But it makes it a lot more nerve-wracking. I was very nervous about it. I think it really hit me when I was staying in his house. And he's an incredibly kind man, very thoughtful man. I was living in his house, talking to him, going out for lunch, going out for dinner, meeting his family, going for walks with him and his dog. And that's when it really hit me. Wow, this is someone's story. Yes, their life, but I think the story of who we are and how we are presented to the world, particularly when you're now 82, is very precious. And I didn't take that responsibility lightly. So yeah, I was pretty nervous, but helpful to meet him, for sure.
You know, obviously this is for Germany. There are a lot of people who are going to be introduced to this story for the first
Right.
time. And they're probably going to be a little fascinated thinking, especially in Europe, my God, if we had a politician who had a mistress and got with sex, he'd go up 20 points in the polls.
Yeah.
What is it saying about American culture that sex is something so awkward and strange for us that we can't accept other people kind of participating in it?
Yeah, I even noticed that coming from Australia. I remember the first time I came here and I saw a woman breastfeeding with a whole canopy, like a tent built over her, and I couldn't understand what that was. Some said, well, they're breastfeeding. I said, why they cover it up? And they said, well, you can't do that in public. And I was like, wow, it's quite prudish in that way. And they even go on an Aussie beach, topless is whatever. It's like, so that's a cultural thing. But here, and I don't judge it, there is an equation that people do. So how they live their private lives, how they conduct their marriage is a sign of character, not for everyone, but for some, a sign of character. Therefore, I'm going to make a judgment on their ability to carry out what they say they're going to carry out. I don't personally look at it that way, but I understand why people do.
Obviously, this man was running for president. So I want to take you back to the myriad of opportunities you had. Did you ever run for anything in school or in a group or something where you ran for an office and you had to campaign for people to like you or vote for you?
No, it'd be too squeamish. And the Aussie thing is very off the back foot. So if you're an Aussie, you're like, look, vote for me. I'm not that good, but I'll give it a go. We're very... Our culture is not to say, I'm the best, this is why, vote for me. Certainly not at school. I actually was made school captain of my school. And I remember as soon as you become school captain, it's like people start to make fun of you. Like, oh. So it's a very different thing. But I've never run for anything like that. I think I would find it very difficult.
Last question for you. I saw one commonality watching this movie is that they're, just as with politicians, where the press is anchoring to try and get moments with you, like I am right now, to have a conversation, same thing happens with you, or people want to have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like, do I need to tell every aspect of my life? Is it a weird paradox that with politicians and with entertainers, everybody feels like we are entitled to know everything about your life?
Yeah, I think about it a lot. I know nothing about Judi Dench's life, and she must be one of my favorite actors on the planet. Frances McDormand just won an Oscar, and she really doesn't do a lot of press. So it's not, I don't think you have to do it, which is the big difference with politics. Politics, you have to do it. If you're not prepared to open up to some degree about your life, you're not running. But I think for me, I've made mistakes. I'm an open person, as you know. I'm really no different now with you, Scott, than I am when you and I are just chatting. But I have spoken on behalf. I've had like a brother of mine say, hey, dude, that's my life as well. So you're talking about your family, that's my son, now the whole world knows, and I don't want people to know that. I go, oh yeah, I hadn't thought of that. Or my kids, for example. I'm very protective of them because it should be their choice to have a public life or not. And I was 30 when X-Men happened. So I was old enough to go, okay, this is a choice. If you accept that role and the movie happens, you know where it's going. So I went in with my eyes open. Thank God I wasn't 16. I went in with my eyes open and, but I've made mistakes, for sure.
I refuse to accept that. He is perfect and flawless. Hugh Jackman, as always.
Talk to my
Thank you
brother.
so much. This is Scott Orlin. Until next time.
That's Scott Orlin.
Yay!